That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bottom. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon all, hope you're all well. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. And I just see Amy's put Happy Mother's Day. Might be over in Australia or America. Oh, it says not the UK. God, if not,
No, we had ours in March.
Yeah, March. So anyway, welcome over on a Sunday. Thanks for coming out and joining us. Well, thank you very much for coming over and joining us. It's a beautiful day outside today, so thanks for enjoying or not sacrificing the live for the weather. But thank you very much for coming over.
They might be sat in the garden.
Yeah, that's true. They could be. They could be. They, you know, it makes sense. So, as the title says, colouring. As you lot know, I do quite a bit of colouring, or I try and do a bit of colouring. And there's so many.
Keep going over the lines. I keep telling you.
Yeah, I'm going to progress one day from numbers, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, as you guys know, I do quite a bit of colouring, and there's so many different vast techniques, colours and whatever to do. It's a bit of a minefield, so I thought I'd just go through a few simple ones today. No finished project, it's just going to be some splattering colour about. So I've got a couple here that obviously I've done recently. So that's just the Hampshire Sheen ruby and flame red with a bit of gold embellishing wax with a bit of texture inside, coloured on the bottom. That's just that pearl white on the bottom of there. And then we've got the all lovely Joe Sonia paints, which is there. Always get a nice effect with Joe Sonia. Really need to use a dark background with the Joe Sonia, and then obviously the Joe Sonia over the top. And then that's just, I believe that's got a couple of coats of clear lacquer over the top just to sheen that up. So then you got the intrinsics again. This was sprayed on black, honey, flame and black again, and you can just see it's got gold embellishing wax over the top of it, and then gold and black on the back. Then that had lacquer over the top of that one. And then we've got the crazy centrifugal, is it centrifugal? Yeah, centrifugal effect, which is always a nice effect, but it's messy. bit of warning, if you're going to have a go at it, make sure you put a box of something around the piece, because if not, it's going to end up everywhere, all up your walls and everything. But you can always get a nice effect with that. So what I'm going to do is, that is just a practice piece. So I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to do a water droplet effect over the top of that one. And then this one is a piece of ash. I'm going to use this as a demo piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bottom into a bowl, because obviously it's still got bark on at the moment. And then we're going to do black with some Joe Sonia on the bottom of that one. But I'm going to use some bubble wrap just to try and mingle the colours into each other. So a couple of different techniques. Like I say, it's going to be no finished project today. It's just more about the colouring, and it's always nice to have a play. And I keep pieces like this, so if I don't like them, I can always just cut them off and practice again. So let's get over to the lathe. Nick will welcome everybody in, as always, and we'll see what we come out with. Again, it's going to be just a trial and error, as current always is. You never guarantee what you're going to get, but it's always nice to have a play and a practice just to see what effects you can get with what. So thanks everybody for coming in. A nice crowd coming in, so I really do appreciate that. So I'm going over to the lathe, and Nick will welcome you all in.
Right, hello. So, good afternoon to Woodturning by Colin, Woodturning by Barry, Michael McEwen, Brian with a Y. That's what you're going to be called from now on. Gerard the French Turner. Hello, Gerard. Hope you're well. Doug Miller at Wood Spun Around. Brian at Heartwood Turning. David J. Heath, at Guildford Carpenter. Barry's Wood Creations. Terry Bartlett. Oh. Chris Dodds is on as well. Also, Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. We also have Roger Kent, Tipsy Turner, Pete from Twisted Trees. He said, morning all, he can't stop long, he's going out for lunch.
All right, Pete, thanks for coming over anyway.
Lucky for some. Malcolm Douglas. Copper Hour Wood Turning.
All right, Rob.
William Kenny. Terry, TJ Turner, you right, Terry? Amy's on. Four King Owls. Steve Fleming. I want to make stuff. Also, good afternoon to Paul Hayton, the Greasy Turner. And I would like to also say Happy Mother's Day to any Canadian, American, or Australian people.
That's from Amy, is it?
Yeah. Joe Senior's on. Hi, Joe. Hope you're well. Dad's on.
Hi, Dad.
Billy Brown.
Hi, Billy. How you doing, mate?
Pete said he's going to a beach restaurant soon, so he doesn't need any carrot chopping guidance today. Mark the Gentleman Woodturner's on.
Hi, Mark.
Hope you're having a good holiday, mate. Right, I think that's it. Like I say every time, if I've missed anyone, just give me a shout and say you missed me, and I'll give you a shout out. Welcome everyone. Oh, Benjamin's on as well.
Ben.
A lot of people are enjoying the sun.
Don't blame them.
Most of the weather.
So as always, if there's a question, please put a Q in front of it so Nick knows.
Mark said it's Mother's Day in Turkey as well. Strange, isn't it? How different. Mind you, it's not a better time of the year. It's a bit pittance when your birthday's in November and Mother's Day's in March. But Father's Day's in June, yeah. Of course it would be.
Oh, they are important after all.
Not really.
I'm just going to knock out a quick bowl shape.
Oh, you're out of focus. Sorry, Terry. I weren't even looking at that.
Just can't get the staff, Terry. Is that better?
I don't know, because obviously we're a bit behind, so...
Just can't get the staff, Terry, I tell you.
That's better. Better,
Right.
Terry?
So I'm just going to put a little bit of a flat on the bottom. I'm not going to put a mortise or nothing in the bottom of this, because obviously it's going to be a test piece. Right. So just a basic bowl shape. Like I say, it's more about the colouring today than the bowl. So I'm just going to give that a quick sand up. Now, because I'm going to paint it, we're going to sand that, and then we're going to sand and seal it. Usually, rule of thumb is if you're putting a stain on it, you don't seal it until afterwards. If you're gonna paint it, then you seal it before.
Terry said it's better. He said, I know, Steve, I've been trying for years. Ben said it's gone out of focus again.
Can't have done. Can't have gone out of focus. It's on manual focus.
No. Todd said at Glencoe, you get what you pay for.
It's your eyes, Ben. Too much alcohol, mate.
Wood Rizzy Road Colin said, what's horse chestnut like to turn?
I don't know. I've got some. I've never turned it though. Some of them are bench, I think.
Doug's told him it works pretty well. So Pete said, these blooming mothers in the UK demanding you take them somewhere warm and expensive while Father's Days are sunny in the garden before sending them back to work. Michelle Higgins is on.
All right, Michelle. So the best woods for colouring are really light woods. Some with a bit of, it depends what you're going to do. If you're going to paint it, doesn't really matter about the grain. But if you're going to stain it, something with a nice grain to enhance it, always nice. So things like ash, sycamore.
Smells nice.
That's me, babe.
No, you. It's not elle de body odeur. Et de toilette.
So I'm going to sand this up to 400.
So anyway, while Steve's doing that, so you know I sort of put on him that we was having rabbits. We did get 2 rabbits. And I had this bright idea that they would be house rabbits. I've now got the idea they won't be house rabbits. The fur is everywhere.
Hay is everywhere.
Hay is everywhere.
Straw is everywhere.
They do their whoopsies like there's no one's business. I've never known animals to poop so much.
Mind you, you do feed them all the time. So you go to the cage, you feed them.
Yeah, but that's what they expect because every time we go to the cage, they come to us.
Yeah, well, don't feed them. They won't
So
do it so much.
yesterday they was in the garden in their run that Steve made them. This is the person that, no, we're not having no animals. We're not having rabbits. No, no, no. Gets up every morning. When he gets up, he feeds them every morning because Steve said they have to be fed at 7 o'clock. You know, couldn't wait till I'm up at 8. I'm not up at 8, but till I'm downstairs. No, Steve has to feed him at 8 o'clock. And he talks to him because I hear him every morning.
Well, yeah, I can't
So
just
the
go.
person that didn't want them is with them most of the time.
And they still need to be outside.
And then we put him in the run yesterday, and what does Steve do? Not put him in and just walk away. No, lays on the grass watching them. So he's a big softie. He comes across all Mr. Hard, but he is not. So yes, they do need to be outside because I can't keep having my tea on a tray. I want to be able to sit at my table, and I can't bear the fur or the smell because it's starting to irritate, and not just my nose. But they need to be. They're going out in the run every day to get the fresh air, and so we can just clean the cage out quickly. So yeah. Brian said his Michelle won't be in today. She's working.
He's a slave driver, making Michelle work all the time. Keep sending her to work.
Brian said you ought to try having horses. Lost me man.
Right, so that's up to 400 grit.
Oh, Pete said horse chestnuts hard work, very soft and easy to tear out, but some pieces are very rewarding for your patience. Just seen someone else on. Who was it? Paul Kavanagh's on. Random question for the Hampshire Massive. After the million coats of lacquer, what's best for the final polish? Yorkshire Grit Fine or Masua's glass polish stuff?
I normally, depending on how many coats I've put on, and depending on how good a finish I want on it, I normally wet and dry it first, cut it back to about 600 with wet and dry. Then I go on to, no, 600, no, is it 600? Actually, I think it might be 800 with wet and dry. Then I go on to Yorkshire Grit Microfine. And then I normally do, on top of that, burnishing cream. And then on top of that, I do a car automotive polish. Well, I use auto glue, so that's what I put over the top of it, which gives you a non-staticky finish. Because if you use the burnishing cream, you can get a bit of a you know what I mean, finish
Static.
on it. That's it. With the auto glue, it just takes away that, and the auto glue don't give you no fingerprints over the top of it. But you could give it a coat of microcrystalline wax if you wanted to over the top of the burnishing cream. But the burnishing cream just brings up really nice, and burnishing cream is more like an old-fashioned teacup, nice and super fine, and it just does bring up the polishes the resin like a mirror finish. Right, so we've just denib this. If I hold on to the
Billy Brown said you can train them to a litter tray, but it's in their cage. Yeah, we have got one, and they have started to wee in it, but they are doing it everywhere else. Pete, but house horses are difficult too. Mark said your reputation is being destroyed live on air, Steve.
I ain't got a reputation, mate.
Ruby Claire's on.
Hi, Ruby. How are you? Right, so denibbed it. Just got rid of that little bit where the grain swells a little bit with the sand and sealer. You can just rub that back with a bit of 400 if you wanted to, but it's not too critical. So because we need a dark base for the Joe Sonias, I'm going to use chestnut ebonizing lacquer, which is going to give me a nice dark finish. So make sure we just Make it shake the can up. Don't want to give us a major thick coat because it'll take ages to dry, but turn the lathe on low. Extraction on to take any of the overspray. Just get the hot air gun to dry that a little bit. Always remember when you're using colours or anything to turn your hot air gun on away from your piece so you don't blow muck what's in your hot air gun all over your piece.
Copper Owl said, what? Did Steve drop something? He is butterfingers. You have to try that. Billy said put some drop-ins in the tray. There is drop-ins in there.
Oh, you do
Like I
use
say,
it, but just...
They have been weaning it. The only trouble is they then want to play with it. They then try and throw the blinking thing around. They love a plant pot and a ping pong ball, don't they?
Yep.
And go mad with them.
Oh, look, I've got a ring in the middle. It's obviously a bit thick in the middle there.
Brian said, I do 400 grit, dry, cleaned with meths, 1 run of Yorkshire grit original, 1 run with microfine. Then I go with T-cut, scratch remover, and finish with Hampshire Sheen High Gloss.
There you go.
Dr. Bob's on.
Hi, Dr. Bob. How you doing?
Morning,
Because
Steve.
if you...
Sounds like you have a right to write a book, My Finishing Techniques.
Won't go that far. But remember, if you're using like automotive lacquer, which a lot of us do use, then you want to be using it like you would on your car. So that's why I finish off with the burnishing cream, because like I say, it's like a fine T-cut, and then I finish off with the automotive lacquer polish, because it has got a UV protection in it as well. So if the bowl's in light, it will protect it. I've just got a bit of a high spot in the middle of that. Let's just sand that out a little bit. Excuse me. It's a bit heavy-handed with the spray paint there. Got a little bit of a high spot in there.
I'm doing the carrots in a minute, Gerard. I'm just peeling potatoes at the moment. Most of the carrots which go to the rabbits. One of them's not overly keen on carrot, but they do love a bit of cabbage. And they do like cauliflower leaves.
So we just sanded that back a little bit. We're just
What's
gonna...
that? What's that? You just did.
No, Nick, I'm moving my mic up because I coughed. Right, so we're just going to get a piece of cloth and wipe the dust off of that. And then we're going to give that another coat of Ebenezer lacquer. This time not as heavy in the middle. Right, so just dry that again.
Terry said, Steve, you may want to take off the sharp edge on the front of the bowl in case you touch it.
Here.
Yeah. Brian said it's important to allow the lacquer to properly cure before the final finishing process.
Yeah, I normally need mine 3 days before I polish it off.
Oh, that's better. Right. Where are we up to?
So once this dries, we are ready to put our Joe Sonias over it. Don't get too close to that because that will blister if you get too close to the paint.
He's not eating the rabbits.
Who said that?
Brian and Pete. Paul Finley, Woodturning at home's on. Good afternoon, Stephen. Everyone, hope you're having a lovely day.
Hi, Paul.
Are you missing the witch, Benjamin? I think the witch might have flown away.
Which is here in the
Oh.
corner. Look.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
I put it there just for Ben because I know he wanted it. Right, so Joe Sonia's. Let's get a board. So the colours we have for Joe Sonia are green, gold, violet, blue, turquoise, and red. So
Your dad said not yet.
not yet what?
I think the witch
So
flew away.
I'm just going to get a bit of bubble wrap, just to cut some of this bubble wrap off of this roll. This, don't know if this bubble wrap's really got enough. Oh damn, my back that was. I'm just going to cut some strips of this.
You should have kept some of that chicken wire.
Chicken
Throw that
waffle.
out. So you can spray over it. That'll give a nice effect as well.
Ah, you wouldn't see enough, would you? It's too thin. I think these scissors want sharpener. I'm just going to cut some strips of bubble wrap.
Right.
Now the art is not to get too much on at a time. Brian. Oh, sorry, Brian. Right, so I'm going to use green, violet. No, actually, I'm going to use turquoise because I like turquoise. Violet, turquoise, and iridescent blue or gold, Nick?
Whatever.
Thanks for the input. Iridescent blue. So what we want is a bit of rough paper, a bit of scrap paper, so we can put it on our scrap paper.
Oh.
Get a glove. Can you stop sniffing?
I can't help it, and I've sneezed. Been super busy this morning. Super busy.
Right, so
Changed
first colour.
Casey's bed and cleaned the carpet in the living room and.
Right, so the first one I'm going to do is blue, iridescent blue. Now these all come out the same colour. These all come out as a creamy colour.
They dry different, do they? Why are
Yep.
we not on the camera?
So they all come out as a colour like that, or a creamy colour. So what I'm going to do is
Would
the
do,
bubbles.
Brum.
Right, Stephen, how you doing? So I've got it. So I've got the stipples. So I'm going to move this out because we only want thin bits stippled over it.
It's not very sunny in Buckinghamshire. It's lovely here in Norfolk.
And we don't want to be pushing too hard.
Brian said he even made a nice stand for the witch, so she's in the correct place in the frame for you, Ben, not to miss her. TF Turnan's on.
Good afternoon. Hope you're well.
No, Pete. Not having anything rabbit.
So just going to try and fill some of these gaps in because I want some of the colours overlapping each other.
Bob said, I've used UV lights to cure when I use automobile finishes, but you have to wear special eye protection. Being in Detroit, the finishes and safety equipment is readily available. Jappy's on.
Hi, Jappy, how you doing, mate? So next one I'm going to use is violet. Make sure you shake them well.
Shake it up. She?
Don't get your day job, love. Don't get your day job.
A song we've been singing at school. Well, I haven't, the children have.
So exactly the same. Spread it out. Don't push too hard, because if you push too hard, you'll lose the little roundness of the bubble wrap. And what you'll get is you put it on too thick, you'll get white bits like that. Some of that will go, but some will stay. I think sometimes the white bits actually gives it a nice effect because it gives it another colour. Right, so the last one we're going to do is green, turquoise even.
You've got some new things to try, ain't you?
Have I?
The new spray paints you got.
Oh, the ones you bought the other day, yeah. I'll just try them on a video though.
No, the ones you bought.
Oh yeah, I did one as a video. I did the pearl white as a video.
And then I've got the ones that I got out of the pound shop for you to have a look at, see if they was any good.
Right, so this is turquoise.
I suppose we'll have a look at the chat, really. Whoop, Pete's put his, not Pete, Brian's put his link in for tomorrow. You go, Brian. And Terry, woo. See, you know what? You got me this split screen, didn't you?
Yeah.
And they're doing their own now.
I'll take it out then.
Not happy. So what your boys are you doing tomorrow then, Terry and Brian? Turn and not what you're doing during the day.
So you can see the three different colours shimmering through that. So let's just get that and dry that a little bit. Get rid of that, get rid of that.
Oh, Woodwork Learners on, I don't know if I mentioned them.
Right, Andy. Let's just dry this off a little bit. Don't know if you can see the colour coming through there, can you? Put it on that one, see if it's any better. So you can see the blue, the violet and the green coming through.
Is that because you're doing resin again then, Brian? He said his is a secret. The light shining on that's quite nice.
That's the good thing with the iridescents. When the light hit them, they change colour. So.
What colours do they change to?
I need new staff.
You only have me on a Sunday because the other's usually busy.
You're cheaper on a Sunday than they are.
They start charging double rate.
They want double time on a Sunday.
I'm gonna have triple them.
So as you dry it, a lot of that white will disappear, which lets the colour come through. Oh God.
Woodwork Learner said, Brian, is yours a secret because you don't know what you're going to do yet? And Brian said, I can either confirm or deny that, Andy. Terry's doing his hashtag week.
Lace bobbin. which will end next week. So if you want to send me some pictures in, if you can get me the pictures to me by lunchtime next Friday, or no, actually let's say close the play Friday, because then I'll remind you all on Friday night.
Just in case they can get it in them ready Saturday, can't we?
That is about dry. So they don't take long to dry. But as you can see, a lot of the white is gone now, and we've got the colours coming through. So let's get it out. We're on this camera here, aren't we? Which don't really do it justice. Put on this camera here. That's better. So as you can see, you've got the purples, the greens, and the blues all shining through there. Now you can either just let that dry and leave that like that, or you could put a lacquer over the top of it. But that's the iridescence. And
so thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again next month. That was a quick laugh.
So you could either lacquer that, or you could just leave it like that. You can use different. People use newspaper. People use sea sponge. You can use. Oh, there's loads of different ways.
Couldn't you?
Yeah, if you want to see someone use a lot of acrylics and Joe Sonjas and that, and shows different effects on how you put them on, then go and watch Stuart Farini. Stuart Farini really does some good videos on putting different colours on, and some of the crazy ideas he have and how they come out is absolutely amazing. But that's just with a piece of bubble wrap. We all get bubble wrap left over from things, so something you can use in the workshop. This one was done with a sea sponge. Exactly the same principle, black, then just dabbed over with a sea sponge. But as you can see, a totally different effect. So, you know, there's different ways of doing it. And I've also done it with newspaper, crinkled up newspaper to dab on. But what you need to keep doing is you need to, every time you dab it in a couple of places, you need to crumple up the newspaper so you get a different pattern every time. But yes, so that's two different ways of Joe Sonia. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go and do the water droplet effect, which obviously Wayne Clasper does quite a lot of. So that can always be a nice effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skim off the front of this bowl, and then we're going to put same principle, going to sand and seal it, sand and seal it. Then we're going to put a base coat on it, and then the water droplet bowl is done obviously with water, hence the word. But you spray two colours on it to give it like a shadow effect. So it's quite a good effect. You won't see it straight away, but what happens is the water evaporates, and then it leaves the paint, which is quite a really clever idea. So just going to take my gloves off. Are you reading the chat, or are you just
eating your sweets?
Oh, are you now?
Yeah, they're just having a little chat between themselves, you know.
I don't mean you can eat my sweets.
Gerard said, sorry for showing my ignorance. Was not here for quite a while. What's the hashtag?
Lace bobbing.
No, you got to explain it all to me.
Hashtag is something that myself, Brian, and Terry came up with just to get people in their workshops to have a go. We all have times where we go in the workshop, want to make something, and just can't think of anything to make. So myself, Terry, and Brian came up with the idea of doing a hashtag once a month, and it gets people involved just to go into the workshop and have a go at making something different to what they normally would. So we've done mushrooms, we've done witches, we've done Christmas decorations, we did firework. What else did we do? I can't think. We've done loads of different things over the last 3 or 4 months. So it's just a case of going and doing one, sending it in to me if you want to, and then I do a montage every fortnight later of all the things people have made, and just to show what people have taken part and made.
Because obviously everyone sees things differently.
Yeah, their interpretation is different, isn't it? I bet you're eating all the good sweets out of that tub and all, aren't you? Can't hear a word you're saying, love.
I've had a Maltese and a Milky Way. That's it.
Yeah, they're my favourites.
Good.
I know I should have put my out of the way.
I'm going. Go get my own sweets.
So we're just going to sand this up to 400 again quickly.
That's right, Gerard. Don't say that. Don't tell him. Can't believe you begrudged me a sweet.
You had 2. It's not just a sweet, is it? It's 2. It's just being greedy, that is. Do you know how long I've had them?
You have one of each.
Do you know how long I've had them sweets?
It's all right. Mark bought you some more. Where did they go?
I've had them all.
Did you eat the Toblerone out of the fridge?
Nope, not yet. I'm waiting until I'm on my own. I'm waiting until you go on holiday.
I'm going to say, you need to make sure the girls ain't there either because they both love Toblerone.
I'm waiting until you go on holiday.
Don't go on holiday without you. That's what
Right.
you're not telling me. Have you booked me holiday?
Your mum and dad has.
Own. What?
Your mum and dad has.
You're coming.
Right, so sand and seal this. Oh, look.
If you don't come, your wallet is.
No, thanks. Might have to work, you never know.
Don't be so grumpy.
Right, sand and sealer. Let that dry a little bit. Denib it. And then we're going to put a base coat on it.
What's that, Pete? You'll be away.
He's just gone. Lisa was staying in Spain for the next 6 months. Right, so I'm going to put my base coat of silver over that. So silver. Good old Halfords.
Exactly, Woodwork Learner. They do, don't they? Right, Todd's got a poll going. This is going to be really funny because me and you differ on this. Chocolate in the fridge or out of the fridge?
In the fridge.
Out. I like it nice and soft. I even actually quite like it when it's sort of starting to melt.
And do you know why that is, Todd? Because she's too lazy to chew it.
No, actually I should have it in the fridge because I could just suck it. That lasts longer. A lot of people from the fridge. Amy says depends if it's summertime or not.
So silver, coat of silver. It's going to take a couple.
Paul said there are 2 types of people in the world: those that eat chocolate from the fridge and those that are wrong. Yeah, Dara, room temperature. Dara's on.
Hi, Dara.
Chocolate should be in the fridge. I want to make stuff agrees with me.
Obviously, they're in the wrong category then.
I love it when it's a bit soft. I better take this to the celebrations then. And put them in the fridge.
I'll see them in the morning when that's cold.
So Colin said he had a go at making a resin bobbin, 2 attempts, 2 breaks, so ended up making one out of wood, but it's not brilliant. I didn't know any of the dimensions apart from the length, lol.
I don't think there is any dimensions, Colin. There's so many different types and styles, mate.
Crystal said, Todd, if you leave chocolate out in Australia, you end up with liquid.
Yeah, I imagine you do.
TF Turner said out of the fridge. We could start no end of debates here. So TF Turner said, what about sauces, fridge or cupboard? Depends what sauce. Tomato sauce and barbecue sauces in the cupboard. Mayonnaise, salad cream, all in the fridge. Same with eggs. Some people put them in the fridge. They say don't put them in the fridge. Why give you an egg tray in your fridge? It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Woodwork learner said all the chocolate makes it to the fridge. Barry's Wood Creations got to go.
See you later, Barry.
Enjoy your day.
Are you going Wednesday, Barry, before you go?
True, Pete. He said, why would you have any chocolate left after the live to go in the fridge? I know I should eat it all, shouldn't I, Pete? Just to annoy him.
I must admit, I prefer chewy sweets more than I do chocolate.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Much rather have a bag of Mawams, wouldn't you? Or wine gums. Would do said, question, how many people actually use a lace bobbin?
People who make lace stuff.
Someone said the other day, didn't they? You'd be surprised.
I think it's
How
quite
many
popular,
people
to be
still
honest.
do.
I think Pete makes quite a few of them.
Billy Brown says, cup of coffee, 4 squares of dark chocolate to dip in, then suck it. Very nice. Barry said, yes, Steve.
Good man.
Todd said, next question, dark chocolate or milk chocolate? White chocolate, don't cut it. Milk.
Ooh,
Steve's a darkie.
now it depends. If it's things like Toblerone or fruit and nut, I'll have milk chocolate. But I do like a bit of Bourneville dark chocolate.
I was going to say. Or when you can get them, you can get the chocolate oranges, can't you?
Dark
You
chocolate
get them
oranges, yeah.
dark. When you can get hold of them.
If you can't get a dark one, just sit in the room with no light on and eat it.
Oh, right. Let's go. Dara said dark's actually good for you. I don't like dark chocolate.
Less fat than dark chocolate is. More cocoa in it.
Woodwork Learner said, anything that needs to be stored in a cold, dark place, I put next to my heart.
Right, so that's dry now.
Oh, Gerard likes white chocolate.
So, the technique to doing water droplet bowl is...
Dr. Bob said, information. Our friend from down under, Robbo Robson's going into the hospital this week. Please keep him in your good thoughts.
Yeah, let's hope everything's okay with him. Right, so I need a...
Oh, Amy's going to see him tomorrow. Yeah, give him all our best wishes, Amy, please.
Definitely, Amy, yes. Definitely send them our love.
Oh, I used to love them white chocolate mice.
Right, so I just need a spray bottle. Should have got that earlier before, really. Let's have a look here. What we got here? Wheel cleaner. No, we don't want that one.
Todd said he just finished a large chocolate chip muffin for breakfast.
Chocolate chip muffin. I must admit, I've gone off. I used to like triple chocolate chip cookies, didn't I? And I've gone off of them. Too much chocolate. As I get older, the less chocolate I really fancy, to be honest. Right, so we want a spray bottle. spray bottle. And what we want to do is we want to spray water droplets, obviously hence the word water droplet bowl. So, going to get it into a spray, and we're going to actually, because it's new paint, it's actually going to put water droplets on. And the more you put on, the bigger the droplets will become. So if you want a nice large droplet amount.
Camera, what are we doing?
I'm on overhead camera. Oh, am I? No, I'm not. I'm on the wrong camera. Sorry.
I actually noticed myself knowing how to tell me.
Right, so the more you spray on, the bigger the droplets will become.
You just said that, mate.
Yeah, well, people didn't see, did they?
Well,
because you didn't tell me.
No, they heard.
Right, so, yeah, so as the more you spray on it, the bigger the droplets will come. So if you want big droplets like that, then obviously spray loads on. This board's not very good, it's not very flat. I think I need to get a new board.
You've got plenty out there, mate.
So, but if you want small droplets, obviously just spray minimal
that
amount.
Would be a waste, that would. I want to make stuff. He said turn chocolate. No, that's too much waste, that is.
So I'm going to go for a few large and a few small, like so. So what you need to do now is you need to get your two colours. You can do it one colour, or you can use two colours. Don't touch me, you stupid woman.
Well, you're in my area. What are you doing in my area? What are you doing in my area?
You're an idiot. Right, so the colours I'm using, this is the colours I used before. I'm using Rover Gunmetal Grey and Vauxhall Metro Blue. That don't look like blue, that's more like a grey. But so what you need to do is you need to spray one from this way and then turn it and then spray one across it the other way. Not above it, across it. You're just dusting across it.
Across.
So I said across.
Not across.
Across it. Across
it.
So I'm just going to shape these up.
He was in my area, Todd. We've got our own areas. He's got his in there, mine's here. He was invading my space.
So you don't want to be above it like this. You want to be blowing it across. So just a light, gentle dusting across it like that. Now what you've got to do is turn it without moving the bubbles. So really delicately, 180 degrees. And now do the other colour the other way. So this one is Vauxhall Metro Blue. Like I say, it's more of a grey blue, but it's a slightly different shade. So hopefully, as it dries, the two different colours are going to sort of fade in and look like. Well, the last one I did looked a bit like looked a bit like a moon crater.
You're being rude in the chat.
Why? What are they saying?
I'm not reading it.
What language is that live streaming, please?
Across it. Across.
Across it.
Across.
Yeah, across it.
No, across.
Across it. Yeah.
No, that's no such word. Across.
Yeah. Across it. Across it. Yeah. I know what I mean.
Can't you tell I have to help a child with speech?
Right. So second colour. Second colour. Just again, gentle brushing across it. Across it. Just like that. And what happens is the paint sticks to the water, and as the water evaporates, it will sink down and stick to the silver, and then I'll give you that crater look.
Brian's put Norfolkian.
Norfolkian. So
Norfolk for life.
I need to move that now without getting knocked about. Choke. Go on, choke.
Mark put North. Norfolkese.
I don't know if I've got the other one to show them. But I did. I've got that many bowls laying around.
It's not in the house.
I think I might have sold it, to be honest.
You have to put subtitles on so they know.
Norfolkian. No, I ain't
Come
got
on,
the
you're
other one.
wasting time.
Yeah, I haven't got the other one. Sorry. But when that one dries, I'll show you. I don't think I've got it. Let me just have a quick look in there.
Mark put just as well, I'm a special needs support worker.
No, sorry, I haven't got it. So that's the two effects I was going to show you today. That's a quick live, wasn't it? And an hour. Whew. So is there any questions on anything before we or does anybody want to see another technique or talk about another technique? Let me know.
And you said in Norfolk you can use the word driv instead of drove. I drift to work.
I did drift for work. I drift to work every day.
It's funny, we was talking about this last night, weren't we, saying things?
What's that? Accents.
I'll say, right, I'm going home. And the teacher I work with is head English, so she'll go, hum, you going hum? In case he says room instead of room. Going to my room.
Love the effect of the water dropper. Yeah, they do look quite smart. Hopefully, I look like a moon crate when it's done. But until that dries on, you can't. This is one of those things that needs to be left now for 2 or 3 days to let the water evaporate underneath it, and then it will come up and look quite smart. So I'll stick once that's dry. I'll stick a picture up of that. Like I say, if there's no questions from anybody and nobody wants to see any other colouring techniques, then we'll knock it on the head because that's all I had really. Was just, I mean, there's so many different colouring techniques. You can't show them all. Like I said, if you want to see colouring techniques, you need to go and see people like Stuart Farini, Martin Sabian Smith, Phil Irons. Phil Irons does some nice colouring techniques as well. So yeah, it's always and the Wood Dude, Stephen, the Wood Dude, he also does some awesome techniques as well. So they do say beautiful in Norfolk.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, that's a new name I ain't heard of before. Amy's just chucked in there.
Ashton. That's a bit of an unusual name, but I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Translate we've been speaking. It's called gibberish.
Gibberish. So I speak every day of the week.
Can you say specific?
Pacific.
Specific.
Pacific.
No. Specific.
Specific.
That's what Todd said. Get Steve to say specific. Go on, say it again. Specific.
Pacific Ocean.
No, specific.
I ain't going. I'm not
Begins
here
with
to.
a
I'm not
sp.
here. I'm not a bloody monkey. I'm not here to
It
entertain.
begins with a sp. Dance,
not-
monkey, dance.
I'm not a blooming monkey in a cage. I'm here to entertain you
can.
lot.
Go on, dance, monkey, dance. Go on, specific.
No, I'm going now. You lot have upset me. I'm going now. I'm never coming back. I'm closing the account. I'm closing the channel. I'm gone. I'm never coming back.
Yay! They're all cheering. Well, you can hit me then.
Yeah, be afraid. Be afraid.
Are you sure that goes in that specific space?
Pacific.
Specific. It begins with a sir.
Pacific.
Not a Pacific Ocean, is it?
Sp.
A speak monkey.
Right, I'm going. Now you've all upset me. I'm going. I'm never coming back. Going to close the account, take all the videos off, and say goodbye. Other than that, I'll see you Friday.
All cheering. Oh, they're all upset now.
What? 'Cause I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I'll make a return. I'll make a new return. Right. So, nothing special today.
Oh, you can say special.
Yeah, special. So just that nice little. But again, I always use. If you want to play with colours and you've got some old blanks or some old wood, turn yourself a couple of bases just to practice with. You can put it on, leave it to dry. If you don't like it, turn it off. If you do like it, turn it to a bowl. Even better. Right, so I'm going. I will show you a picture of that when that's cured, which will be Monday, Tuesday, maybe, depending on how warm it gets in there. And right, so yeah, thanks very much for coming over. So we've got Terry tomorrow lunchtime, and then Brian tomorrow night. Brian might decide what he's going to turn between now and tomorrow night. So if you get a chance to do a lace bobbin and you'd like to take part in the hashtag week, then please send me over the pictures if you'd like me to enter them into the montage for next Sunday. I think there's a few people sent them over already. I've already got a few of them. So then I'll get them sent up, and then we'll do that. I'll show the montage next Sunday lunchtime live, and then we'll also I'll also stick it on YouTube for the whole world to see, which is good because
Glad to hear it, Brian. He's
a lot
cheered him up.
a lot of people like to see it and always get good comments. So whenever we put up all the montages for people who have entered or not entered, that's not the wrong word, who sent pictures in for me to share, we always get a good response and people love it because they see what other people are doing and that inspires them to get out in the workshop and have a go. And if we can get people to get in the workshop, absolutely awesome, because it's about your mental health as well, which is
You do, don't you? You look at them and you think, oh, yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think if we can get more people in the workshop, it takes the worry away. I knew we're never going to get rid of everybody's day-to-day life and worries, but if we can relieve them of that for a half an hour to an hour, then it makes us feel better helping other people. So that's the way about it. So with that, don't forget next Friday we have special guest airworm Terry Smart of Chestnut Products. Come over and hear what Terry's got to say. Terry's another one who's built the company. And as we all know, we all use Chestnut products as well as Hampshire Sheen and Yorkshire Grit. So we all use their products to come over. And if you've got any questions about Terry's products, I am sure he will be happy to answer your product or ask your questions. Terry's always helpful. Terry's always willing to help people progress using his materials, which like any manufacturer should be. But he is a very knowledgeable bloke about his products as well. So come over and see what Terry's got to say. And he's also going to be talking about his Chestnut Weekend he's got, I believe, next month, June, I think it is, the Chestnut Weekend. So come over and say hello. So anyway, with that, I'm going. Have a great weekend. Get rid of this noise out of my ear of filing nails.
Happy Mother's Day to all those overseas that it is Mother's Day for.
Yeah, in the nice warm weather. Gerard's put until when for the hashtag week. Right, so the hashtag week we do beginning of every month. I usually do it on the first Sunday of the month, and then we give it 2 weeks to get the pictures in. So if you want to take part, Gerard, and you've got time to make a lace bobbin, send me just chuck my email address in, please.
I done it earlier.
Yeah, well, can you do it again, please?
Not really.
Thanks. So if you can send me your picture, if you want to take part and you want to send me your pictures, if you can get your pictures to me by close of play Friday night, then I will add them to the montage. You need to email them to me because if you send them to me via Messenger, I can't always get a good quality picture off of Messenger because sometimes Messenger compacts the image and it doesn't come good quality. So if you can email them to that email address, that would be absolutely perfect. So other than that, have a great weekend, what's left of it. If I don't see you before, I'll see you Friday. Other than that, have a great week. Take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now. Goodbye, thanks for coming over.
Bye.
That's all, folks.